Hello everyone, welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. We're in a rather rural area of town on hundreds of acres and about to do, well, the biggest project I've ever done. This is a 50 by 100, so a 5,000 plus square feet with an upstairs glass office, a dedicated wash bay. We have over 5,000 square feet of Swiss tracks to do, Sonic MSS Plus cabinets, full everything. Everything I've learned to this point, all in one spot, all the detailing stuff, everything Milwaukee. We're doing all the Dynaudio stuff, NAD, Dynaudio audio. It's going to be insane. We're probably going to be here for 8, 9, 10 days. I don't have a return flight, so we're going to figure it out. So Mike's here, Bryce is here, Michael Wawa's on the camera, and Kyle, who designed this whole setup with the homeowner John. I think we're going to put together something really amazing. This is going to be a war zone, a construction zone for the next week or so. And hopefully by the end of it, we get it 90% of the way there. My guess is there'll be a few parts and pieces we'll come back to when in a few months when everything's complete, when the Rytec doors show up, the high-speed doors, and all the cars enter the garage. But I think you're going to enjoy this series. Let's walk around, show you where we're at, show you what we're starting with. And then hopefully by the end of this week or so, you'll see a massive transformation in a brand new, massive facility that is certainly going to be the coolest thing I've ever done or been a part of. So let's go. All right, so welcome inside. The building is roughly 5,000 square feet. We're going to have a dedicated wash bay, a large storage area, a work area in the center. But this project, the scale of this is pretty significant. I've never done anything like this. Neither has Bryce and Kyle. Kyle spent countless hours with the owner going through every detail, every part and piece. We're probably not going to finish the project this week. We'll come back up and button up some of the things as when the Rytec doors show up and all of that. So let's take a walk around and show you all the little parts and pieces, what we're planning to do. I want to show you the before, so that way the after will make even more sense when we're done with it. All right, so the building is 50 feet deep, 100 feet wide. So when I say almost, or roughly 5,000, it's exactly 5,000 square feet, but we do have an upstairs area which adds a little square footage. So the whole building is in, I guess this is a cedar finish. He's got transoms, pellet transoms, and then they have this little entry area here. The main house is up, about 300 or 400 feet that way. The guest house is over here, and so there's a decent size attached to each of those houses. But this is where he's going to store and do any sort of work, any detailing, car washing, all that stuff. And so this door I thought was the coolest darn thing. This is a custom door that his cabinet maker made, which is I believe a solid wood core with a metal skin. It's a 48-inch door. I'd say this door probably weighs 600 pounds, something like that. But I thought this was pretty sweet. I'm gonna walk around with the lights because we don't have power yet to the building, or we don't have lights anyway. But you can see the size and scale when you go 100 feet wide, 50 feet deep. The building is going to be used for storage, obviously. He wants to do mainly floor storage, so at least for the time being, we don't have any auto stackers or anything like that coming in. You can see it's pretty dark at this moment. There's another transom window that we'll be getting uncovered here at some point. So in this area, we're going to be doing 5,000 square feet of Swiss tracks. In this area is where he'll store cars side to side, five from left to right. So he'll pull into the work area and then back each car in. And then in the future, probably go 2 cars deep. And so this area, there really won't be anything from this beam back. Would just be for car parking and car storage. There is a washer and dryer going in on this side, and also we'll be doing C-Tech chargers likely so that each car could be on a trickle charger. You can see all of our stuff. He's got some Tesla power walls, which would be for backup rather than doing a separate generator. We got our Cox hose reels. We've got 2 pallets of every Milwaukee tool in the OG Master Collection. This last pallet is a bunch of Dyne Audio stuff we're going to be doing. You can see over here the FIAC Silent 5-horse piston compressor with integrated ABS air dryer. So that's going in. That's going to be going in the room we're going to show you in a minute. We have a 3-phase KWS 1200. So this will do a little over 5 gallons per minute. Very likely we'll test it and see how much output it gets. I guess we'll have to get a bigger bucket for that. But this is a 3-phase pressure washer, which we're going to dial into somewhere around 1200 PSI, I would guess. There's the Swiss tracks. So we have many, many pallets of Swiss tracks we're going to be laying down. We have Mosmatic boom poles. So when we got here, we got here last night, started unboxing everything. So we have 3 booms. One's going to be for soap injection. The second is going to be for like normal washing, the normal wand and gun. And the third boom pole is for the Mosmatic drying system that we're going to be doing. So this is essentially a reverse vacuum. It's like having 2 ego blowers in one. Here's the main unit. We unboxed it last night to figure out, how does it work, how do we install it. So you have 2 separate electric motors. You can run them both or run them, single. So it does around 1300 CFM of output. And we're going to be working on this with Mosmatic in the future. I'd like to have different quick disconnected tips that I could do different kind of pinpoint drying, because right now it just has a big blade on it. So this area here, so this is where they poured the foundation for our Nussbaum S. What did we do? We did the it's called HF 4000 or HF 9000, the Jumbo 9000. So we did the 9,000 pound capacity Nussbaum lift, which we'll talk about. We'll have a whole video on how this all goes down. We've got to do some modification to how this was poured. We're probably gonna have to cut this because they put the wrong size conduit. They put 1/2-inch conduit, not 1.5-inch conduit. So we're gonna have to address that, figure that out. This area is where we're gonna have a giant L-shaped Sonic MSS Plus array with the entire OG Master Collection of Sonic tools. In the future, we'll also be doing some tool grade stuff in these cabinets, and we're also doing the entire OG Master Collection of Milwaukee accessories as well. The owner is the first person to get all of that. And then over here is another large Sonic MSS Plus array. We're doing a 77-inch OLED, Dyne Audio Core 59s. We're gonna do a core subwoofer on one of the 2 sides. So this section is gonna be really cool to kind of feed the entire setup, the entire garage. The neatest part about this whole building, notice the glass overlooking out into the storage area and the work area, as well as we have a dedicated wash bay. And so this is a roughly 26 by 30 section. So this is Kyle and the owner's baby, where we're going to have a roll-up door in this section of 20 by, I believe, 12. I think it's 12 feet. So 20 feet wide by 12 feet tall. There'll be a single roll-up door here that can be closed off for when they're doing, when they're washing, and then open back up. This is a separate HVAC system. And so there's a mini split up top. There's also a few ductless vents, and then there's a separate ultra air dehumidifier for this as well. And so this section will be able to be closed off whenever they're washing. Galvanized slot drain. So this has to be done I don't sell these yet. I need to get with these guys and start selling these things because I've sold a bunch of them for them. But we need to get them in the store. This obviously has to be done pre-construction. Slot drain has a spade trowel, and then I believe there's a water feed for this as well to help drain. And then there's a little basket there for filtration. So the coolest part about this is going to be a giant wall of glass, insulated, sound insulated, heavy duty glass. As well as we had them put insulated exterior metal doors on here as well. So this room is soundproofed from one to the next. There's sound insulation as well in the walls. We're going to do a couple of in-wall Dynaudio RSS or RCC subwoofers, and then we're going to do some outdoor speakers. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to do it. The pre-wire is here, so I'm going to figure out where that's going to go. But the coolest part about this, we'll go through here. The coolest part about this section is that we're going to have our air compressor, our pressure washer, our Prevost lines plumbed on the wall. Eventually we'll have a deionizing system. Eventually we'll have a soap injection system. We're going to have the osmotic drying system on the wall as well. And so you'll be able to look and see the equipment, but not hear it. So that's the coolest part about this setup. Back here is where this is the equipment room. So you can see the Ultra Air is here. It's the Ultra Air dehumidifier. There's the, I guess that's one of the condensers for the Daikin ductless system. And then he also did, if you guys remember the Nick's garage out in Colorado, the homeowner chose to do the same system, so Idaho's and the Silent Master. So we reached out to Nick, and I think Nick helped him, figure out what to do with vacuums, because we haven't done anything with that yet. We have conduit running up for our boom poles. We'll be working on that. We'll see if we get to that today or this week. And then here's all our electrical lighting, and then this is where we're going to do our audio stuff as well. So we'll have I think we'll do a Blue Sound power node, and we're going to set this up to power the speakers in the wash bay. So then out here is where we'll have our 3 booms, which you can see we have our conduits run, so we can feed our pressure washer hose through the conduit. And then over here, floor sink, prior P114 hose bib. And then eventually, we have them ordered, we're going to have some Sonic MSS Plus tambour doors that go on this wall up high, which will store all the car washing chemicals, all the things that are being needed for doing the washing stuff. This whole area will also have Swiss tracks, so we're prepping the floor to put the Swiss tracks down. There's a bunch of clay and a bunch of thin set that's kind of falling on the floor, so we're scraping it up. We're going to vacuum it, wash this down. We'll be sharing that all through the process. Let's go upstairs and show you the office, and then we're going to get to work. So I didn't have any part of this design, but this makes a lot of sense for a building of this size. Again, we're in Atlanta, it gets hot, and so this is fully climate controlled. So you can see the 2 large, these look like 60 pint Ultra Airs. They might be 100 pint Ultra Airs. They'll remove 100 pints of water a day. So you have 3 dehumidifiers in this 5,000 square feet, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5th. Look, I think they're 3 ton. They might be 2 ton, probably 24,000 BTU Daikin separate mini splits. And then there's the ductless system, which also takes care of the offices. And so this building should be really, really well conditioned and well maintained from a temperature perspective. So our stairwell here is a red iron stairwell that we're going to put Swiss Tracks inserts in each step area. He's got a custom banister. So up here, he's going to have an L-shape, uplift type desk. We'll probably have to come back. I think there's a wall of glass as well and a doorway. I think he has an open doorway here. Some carpet tile. We'll probably do some acoustic treatments. But he chose to do the OG Harbor Gray with black ceiling, tricorn black ceiling. And then in here, we're going to have some Dynaudio LED 5s and a sub 18S, a subwoofer. We're going to have Swiss tracks here as well, which I think is going to be kind of neat, a neat contrast. And then this is just a more storage area, more for future use. I don't think he really has plans for this area yet. Obviously, you don't want to store anything ugly up here, because when you come look, you'll be able to look down into the wash bay area and see the cars getting cared for. So 5,000 square feet of goodness that's going to transform over the course of the next, I don't have a return flight yet, 6 or 7 days. as well as probably another 4 or 5 days in the future when we come back to wrap things with the Rytec doors and all of that stuff that are coming in later. But we're going to share every part and piece of this series, breaking it up into little sections. I'm not sure how that's going to go yet, but we're going to show the flooring being done. We're going to show the install that Mike's doing, hose reels and running Prevost lines and wiring in the compressor and all the little parts and pieces that go to this. Good news is we don't have to paint anything and we don't have to do any lights. So those were two major things that we had to do in the Emmanuel's giveaway garage and the VinWiki garage. So that, we learned a lesson on those. It took us 3 days to do just the prep work to get into the fun stuff. But I'm excited to put the Sonic MSS cabinets together so we can get the lift operational. So we're gonna have to do some work there. It's the first time I've done a recessed lift, so we're gonna get to play with some new stuff like the Mosmatic drying system, doing multiple Z-booms, which I've never done before in person. So this is going to be fun. And we're going to get to see Kyle's brainchild come together in a really amazing structure that I think is going to be more common here at Obsessed Garage. We're going to be doing these kind of garages, as well as doing your normal two-car transformation like we did in Emmanuel's garage. So stay tuned. The series is going to be awesome. I'm excited. Let's go.